Good morning, I'm Janae Tibshirani with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. Here's my wrap of what you need to know as you start your day. There are question marks over how a new guideline restricting Chinese corporate investment overseas could affect the property market in this part of the world. Media across the ditch are reporting that rules specifically restricting investment in real estate and hotels could worsen the Australian real estate drop-off. 38% of residential development sites in Australia were reportedly bought by Chinese companies last year. China's capital controls have already slowed the New Zealand property market, so this round of crackdowns are worth keeping an eye on. HNA, the Chinese buyer of ANZ's UDC Finance, has also recently come under scrutiny by Chinese authorities keen to keep investment inward focused. US President Donald Trump is expected to later today announce he'll be deploying more troops to Afghanistan. While he has expressed some scepticism over the US's involvement in the country, he is expected to give his pro-involvement Defence Secretary the green light to set troop numbers. There are currently around 8,400 US troops in Afghanistan. The Taliban insurgent forces are still no nearer to being defeated, though. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has hit back at North Korea for describing Australia's participation in military exercises with the US and South Korea as suicidal. North Korea had described the move as an illustration of political immaturity, saying that Australia was unaware of the seriousness of the current situation. However, Turnbull has responded by urging the international community to bring North Korea to its senses. The financial world is turning its focus to a meeting of central bank bankers in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, later this week. Credit Suisse's Chief Investment Officer, Michael O'Sullivan, reckons the event offers a chance for central banks to hand over the baton to governments to take on more of the burden of economic policy. He says, quote, "While this year's symposium offers central bankers a platform to break with the recent past and laying the ground for less generous monetary policy, it can also be a watershed event for the changing of guard in central banking." The US Treasury 10-year yield has continued to track down to 2.19%. The oil price has fallen by nearly $1 since this time yesterday. The US crude benchmark is at $47.40 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is at $51.60. The gold price is up a little to $1,290 an ounce. Turning to the currency market, geopolitical instability ahead of the Jackson Hole meeting has weakened the US dollar over the last couple of days. However, the New Zealand dollar remains at 73.2 US cents and 92.3 Australian cents. It's fallen to 61.2 euro cents. The TWI index is down a notch to 75.6. I'm Janae Tibshirani, and that was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.